Good morning, friends. Thank you for taking out time and joining us for the body scan meditation. I think somewhere the journey of becoming more aware about my body and tuning into my feelings started about 20 years back. One day, I distinctly remember my boss asked me, Ashish, what do you feel about this? And I said, can you guess what was my answer to him? When he asked me, what do you feel about this? What would I have responded? What would I have responded by? What would have the sentence started as? Kya bola hoga maine?
I think.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I said. I think, and he corrected me. He said, Ashish, I'm not asking you what you think. I asked my question is, pay attention to my question. What do you feel about this? And I think what he was trying to do very gently, my boss was also my mentor, was to prompt me into tuning into the intelligence which is there in our emotions. And the emotions reside in our body. And that is, at that time, I didn't know about body scan meditation and I didn't know how to tune into the intelligence. But over the years, with the work I have been doing, I realized that this meditation, body scan meditation, is one of the simplest and most powerful ways of tuning into the body intelligence. A couple of years back, I was working with my coach and he again pointed out to me that, Ashish, you are too much into your mind. You need to live in your body. And at that point of time, again, it was kind of a reminder for me to start tuning into the intelligence. And I started researching a little bit more about it. And I realized that we tend to think that the intelligence lies only in the brain part of our body, but actually it is there in each and every cell that makes up our body. When the zygote is formed, just to give you a background, when the sperm and ovum fertilize and the zygote is formed, from that one single cell, this entire body that we have today of 70 trillion cells is made. So imagine inside that small cell, which we can't even see with naked eyes, there is so much information, that one single cell multiplies into 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells, and so on and so forth. And from that cell, our eyes, our heart, our mouth, our nose, and our everything gets formed. So each cell has got so much of intelligence. So it's only a question of, so the intelligence is there in the cell. The question is, how do we tune it? And as I mentioned earlier, one of the simplest ways is to pay attention to what is happening in our body and pay attention to the sensations which are there on our body, and do that in a non-judgmental fashion. So that is what the body scan meditation is about, tuning into our sensation. Sometimes people ask me, "Ye sensation hota kya? What is sensation?" So people have some idea that it must be something very exotic. No, it's nothing exotic. It's basically what you feel on the surface of your body, on the skin level. So if you're feeling cold, cold is also a sensation. If you're feeling twitching, that's also a sensation. Kuch dhadkan hai, fadkan hai, whatever is there. Or if your body is touching the chair you are sitting on, that's that feeling of touch with the chair is also. Or your feet are touching the ground, that's also a sensation. Or if your feet are you're wearing your socks, that's also a sensation. So everything that you feel on the on the skin level or the surface level is what sensation is. So I'll pause here to see if you have any questions or comments before we dive into our meditation for the day. Friends, I'll urge you to keep your cameras on because that will help us when we are doing the meditation. Good morning, Manojji. Any questions or comments? If not, you may share which city you are logging in from. And we will also use this time for me to share a handout with you, which is about the body intelligence. This, I have put it in the chat. This handout is from a book called Search Inside Yourself, which is based on the program for Google. And this one talks about the science behind the body intelligence. So there is a lot of research which has happened on body intelligence. And this is one, it talks about one such study. Okay, looks like.
Ashish, is this also the document that you shared in the group a little
Yes,
while ago?
the same thing is the same thing.
It's the same thing, okay. Because I didn't receive it, that's why I thought, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So good, friends. Now it looks like no questions. So we'll get started with the practice. Welcome everybody to the session. You can do this meditation sitting or lying down. Namaste, namaste, Babuji. Good morning, sir. You can do this sitting or lying down. So feel comfortable. It's okay if you doze off, if you sleep, that's also okay. Gently close your eyes and pay attention to the area at the entrance of the nostrils. And observe every breath that is coming in and moving out. Keep your back and neck in a straight line. Straight but not stiff. The palms may be on your lap or by the side of your body, depending on whether you're sitting or lying down, facing upwards. Observe every breath that is coming in and moving out. Breathe in fully. Exhale slowly. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel your stomach expand on an inhale and relax and let go as you exhale. Observe how your stomach expands like a balloon on the inhale and relaxes on every out breath. Begin to let go of noises around you. Begin to shift your attention from outside to inside yourself. If you are distracted by sounds in the room, simply notice this and bring your focus back to your breathing. Now, slowly bring your attention down to your feet, and begin observing sensations in your feet. You might want to wiggle your toes a little, feeling your toes against your socks or shoes. Just notice without judgment. Perhaps you don't feel anything at all. That is fine too. Just allow yourself to feel the sensation of not feeling anything. When you are ready, move your attention up to your ankles, calves, knees, and thighs. Observe the sensations you are experiencing throughout your legs. If your mind begins to wander during this exercise, gently notice this without judgment and bring your mind back to noticing the sensations in your legs. If you notice any discomfort, pain, or stiffness, don't judge it. Simply notice it. Continue to breathe. Observe how all sensations rise and fall, shift and change, moment to moment. Notice how no sensation is permanent. Just observe and allow the sensations to be in the moment just as they are. Breathe in. And on the next breath out, move to the sensations in your lower back and pelvis. Softening and releasing as you breathe in and out. Slowly move your attention up to your mid back and upper back. Become curious about the sensations here. You may become aware of sensations in the muscle, temperature, or points of contact with furniture or the bed you are sitting on. With each out breath, you may let go of tension you are carrying. Breathe in, breathe out. Very gently shift your focus to the stomach area and all the internal organs here. Perhaps you notice the feeling of clothing, the process of digestion, or the belly rising or falling with each breath. If you notice any opinions arising about these areas, gently let these go and return to noticing sensations. As you continue to breathe, bring your awareness to the chest and heart region and just notice your heartbeat. Observe how the chest rises during the inhale and how the chest falls during the exhale. Let go of any judgments that may arise. On the next out breath, shift the focus to your hands and fingertips. See if you can channel your breathing into and out of this area, as if you are breathing into and out from your hands. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the sensations in your hands. And then on the next out breath, shift the focus and bring your awareness up into your arms, observe the sensations or lack of sensations that may be occurring here. You might notice some difference between the left arm and the right arm. No need to judge this. As you exhale, you may experience the arm soften and release tension. Continue to breathe and shift focus to the neck, shoulder, and throat region. This is an area where we often have tension. Be with the sensations here. It could be tightness, rigidity, or anything else. Continue to breathe. As you breathe, you may feel tension rolling off your shoulders. On your next out breath, shift your focus and direct your attention to the scalp, head, and face. Observe all of the sensations occurring here. Notice the movement of the air. As you breathe into or out of the nostrils. As you exhale, you might notice the softening of any tension you may be holding. And now, let your attention expand out to include the entire body as a whole. Bring into your awareness the top of your head down to the bottom of your toes. Feel the gentle rhythm of the breath as it moves through the body. Continue to breathe. In a short while from now, we will be coming to the end of this practice. Continue to breathe. Breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. As we come to the end of this practice, consider setting an intention that this practice of building awareness will benefit you and everyone you come in contact with today. When you are ready, return your attention to the present moment and open your eyes gently and stay with the feeling for a couple of seconds more. Thank you for practicing with me. And once you're comfortable, you may type how you felt, how was the experience for you, either in the chat or you could unmute yourself and speak. Thank you, Shruti. Friends, this practice that we did has got many, many benefits. And which is what I had mentioned in the message also. I'll be happy to take any questions if you have. Otherwise, I'll start by talking about how to apply this in your life. So basically what happens is when we start observing the sensations, we start realizing that these sensations are impermanent. They rise and they fall. So this is also called learning how to surf your sensations. And once we start learning how to surf, when we start becoming an observer, we realize that whatever rises will fall. And this has got many applications. Let's start with addictions, So when I learned this in Vipassana, how to observe the sensations and stay like an observer, it helped me quit smoking because I realized that there is a pattern that the urge to smoke will happen and then it will fall. So if I don't do anything about it, that it'll rise and then it'll fall. So I just became an observer, and I would just observe the urge to smoke, which rises and then it falls. So this you can apply to any addiction, whether it is drinking or any other kind of addiction, gaming or any other addiction. You just become an observer. That is what we did in the practice today. We observed how our sensations at the body surface were rising and falling. And we realized that every sensation is impermanent. No sensation stays forever. It's not possible. It will just rise and fall. So that is one of the applications of this. The second benefit of this is in managing emotions, especially anger management. A lot of people these days have issues in managing their anger. So the same way, when we start tuning into the body sensations, we start realizing that we will take question answers a little later, Anupji. We start realizing that, we start tuning into the body, and the anger you can feel in the body. You can observe it at the breath level. Your breath will become shallow. There is a pounding in the chest. Your ears may become red. So when you're tuned into your body, you start realizing I'm getting angry, and then you can pause, or you can become an observer and then pause and then decide what to do, rather than just shoot at that moment and say something which you may regret later. So when we did this exercise in one of the companies, one employee came back and he was I still remember that very clearly. He said, Ashish, you just saved me my marriage. I said, how? He said, I just got married recently, and every day in the evening we would get back home, and my wife would say something and I would start saying something, and then she would say something and then I would say something, and then it became a full-blown war. But now, using this technique, I'll hold my response. I'll not react to whatever she's saying, and I'll pause and respond. And, so that's how I mentioned about better relationships, anger management. This is how we can tune into our emotions and have happier relations. I did that with respect to a boss of mine. I used to have a boss who would just get under my nerves, under my skin. You have some bosses who will just they will bother you a lot. And she was like that. And then I would observe myself, that she is going on speaking, and what is the impact it is having. So rather than react, I would hold as much as I could. I would blurt out, as it happened a couple of times, but at least it was not as much or as bad as it could have been. So that's the other application. Then another one is in the area of pain. When we are experiencing pain, we tend to suffer, and here also we realize that the pain is not permanent. It rises and it falls. So if we stop attaching ourselves to the pain and we start observing it as a third person, our ability to observe it and not suffer from it goes up. And I would like to share about Mark Bertolini. He was the chairman of Aetna. Aetna is a Fortune 50 company, one of the very large health insurance companies in America. And he had a terrible skiing accident, and his spine got fractured in multiple places. And to deal with that pain, he was given opioids, and that made him suicidal. One thing, I'm just cutting the story short, and then he practiced meditation and was completely weaned off the opioids. So his pain did not go away, but his ability to deal with the pain went up. So there are many applications of this. I'm conscious of the fact that we are running out of time. So I'll just make quickly some announcements before we draw the session to a close. And then if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to stay on. So one thing is that these meditation sessions that we have started every Sunday, you need to thank Shruti for it, because Shruti is the one who motivated me for months to start. So if you can say thank you, Shruti, or TYSM, thank you, Shruti Maheshwari, for doing this. So please type TYSM.
Ashish, for making this happen. I think this was so needed in 23, and I'm sure everybody is going to love this. So
you.
thanks to you for making this happen. All gratitude.
Thank you, Shruti. So she's the one who made this happen. So we will have this every Sunday till 31st March at least. We are starting this on pilot basis, except the coming Sunday when I'm traveling and I'm undergoing a training myself. So I'll be in a training and I'll not be able to do it next Sunday. Next Sunday, we will not have a meditation session. This recording will be there, and last week's recording is also there. So you could watch that in practice. The second is we have just announced a program on leadership gems from Bhagavad Gita. Manojji has joined that program. Anybody else would like to join, please look up the recording in the video or send me a message. All of you have my number. Send me a message, LGBG, Leadership Gems from Bhagavad Gita, and I'll ask somebody in my team to get in touch with you. Also, yesterday we launched a very powerful program on subconscious mind reprogramming. And our mind, conscious and subconscious, is the greatest asset that we have got, but nobody teaches us how to manage our mind. So this program is a very powerful one, which will help you manage your mind and to a peak performance level. So that is what this program is about. Both these programs have been strategically positioned at the start of the year so that you can make the most of 2023. So in case you need some details about subconscious mind programming, please type SCM in the chat and I'll have someone call you. Next is, if any one of you is from Pune, we are having a meetup at 4 p.m. today. So in case you want to join that Pune meet, please type PM Pune meet and I'll share the location details with you. The next Saturday, 14th of January, we are having a session which is celebrating the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. As I mentioned, I'll be traveling, so I'll not be able to host that session. So we have Kanika Kohli, who, thank you very much, who's agreed to host this session on my behalf. So Kanika, thank you so much for that. So please come. We will have Sandeep Nigamji talk about the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, and Sandeep Nigamji has been practicing yoga and is Kanika, why don't you talk about Sandeep ji and his work? You're far more clued on there than I am.
Yeah, so Sandeep ji is actually doing a lot of work in the space of yoga and getting people sensitized towards what does the Vedanta talk about. And he shares the teachings around the Vedantic principles, how that is more relevant in our life, and does that in very practical ways. And how yoga is not just about limbs, but also about mind, breath, and the mind-body union. So it's going to be an interesting session. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you, Kanika. So friends, that's it from my side. I'm happy to stay on and take any questions and comments you may have. In case you need to log off, you may log off. In case you choose to stay, please do stay on. Thank you very much for joining this session. We'll connect next on 22nd at 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look forward. Thank you. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.
Anupji,
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manojji. Anupji, you would like to ask a question?
Yeah, just I thought during the session I couldn't I wasn't conscious enough.
That's
so is
okay.
it normal that we switch off for a while or
that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Not to worry about it. Yeah. Did you feel good?
Yeah, it was relaxing, but I thought in between I lost or I wasn't very conscious, so I was not very sure that was it okay, not okay.
It'll the awareness and alertness will come with practice, Anupji. So it's perfectly fine if you lost awareness for some time. That's okay.
Okay.
For a few seconds, even I thought I was not able to hear you very clearly, though I was hearing you and I was not sleeping. But in fact, I found it very relaxing in a way, because that's how I went deep inside and I was losing the sense of what I was hearing. And so it felt nice and I was coming back to what you were saying. So I would, in fact, say to Anoopji that maybe that is why we find it so relaxing in a way.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Shruti.
Feeling from me, for sure.
Good
Good morning,
morning,
Ashish ji.
Guruji. Good morning. Good
Sorry,
morning.
I a bit late. I missed the most important session, I think. But I think recording will be provided, of course.
Yes, yes, we will
Yeah.
do.
Anyway, and wishing you a very happy New Year and a part of the celebrity, of course, to Shruti ji also. Thank you very much. And I've been missing very important sessions on Vipassana, which I'm very keen on getting back to the because of the election process. And today is the D-Day. Today is the election of the society I mentioned about youth
Okay.
society.
Okay.
So being on the committee, it's very hectic.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So great job. But I think go through the recording but you did give me the explanation. What are the benefits? What is the actual outcome of this meditation? Which I missed the important part today.
Sorry, could you repeat your
Yeah.
question?
Yeah, I missed the important part of the meditation, which you did it. I was a bit delayed, but then I said there I durust at least whatever I could catch hold.
You can watch the recording from the
Yeah,
start.
definitely. Yeah. These are
Ashish,
precious gems.
would you be sharing these recordings in the group or they'll be uploaded on YouTube channel?
Both.
We can always repeat it and
Yes.
practice on our own.
Yeah, you can repeat it.
Sure. Anuj, then we can catch up what we missed out today.
Yeah.
Right,
Any
right.
any chance of
Practice again.
Vipassana? Any chance of Vipassana, that experience which I also missed? There is a recording for that.
That one, unfortunately, we will not be putting out in public.
Okay. Maybe I should go and do practically over there.
That's the best thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
Ashish ji,
Yeah.
just do we have the recording of Leadership James also on the
Yes,
on
it's
the
there.
YouTube?
It's
Okay,
there on
okay,
the.
okay. Thank you.
See, whenever time permits, I keep on hearing the recordings of the previous ones that Nipur Agarwal and Miss and that and Shruti ji's meditations. I keep on hearing. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
Please
so
do.
much. Yeah. Wish you a very happy New Year. Yeah.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Ashish, I have one question. So Dr. Nupur's subconscious mind program will start from what date? Because if we see the recording, that must be up on YouTube.
Yes, it's up. It's just released. It's starting on 18th. Is it me who's frozen?
You're